going to hang with us. So we are live. We are live. Yes, yes, yes. We are live. Hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, South Florida. Yes, yes, yes. And hello, world. This is Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach, live in the beautiful studios of the Henderson Financial Group. I am Robert Henderson, president, founder, CEO of the Henderson Financial Group, and joining me live from the family reunion,
What can I say, Rob?
looking bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, my man, my brother from another mother, James T. Hot 105. How you doing, brother?
Rob, doing good. Had a great evening last evening. As a matter of fact, we had a dinner for the first leg of our family reunion, the
Uh-huh.
Lockett family reunion. And after dinner, we had a family reunion, family feud, of which my
Wow.
team, we had several teams, but my team, I was on a winning team. I was on a winning team. I won't say my team won because my cousin Lee, she was the head of our team, but we had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time, man. It's Lockett Family Reunion. We're doing it in Delray Beach, the three-time All-American city, as they call it. And the weather is holding up for us, at least at the moment.
Yes.
The weather's holding up, and so we're happy. And wait, Rob, and let me just say this: the young people, the younger generation, were were the organizers of this trip, and I think they did a fantastic job. They did a fantastic.
Oh man, and that is hope. That gives you inspiration. And young people organize this.
Getting
That's some
together
good stuff.
from all over the country, Georgia, Virginia, Florida. The young people in all the states got together, and of course, they use the latest technology and media. They can meet Rob like, we were talking about. Well, let me stop by and see. You don't have to stop by anymore. You can Zoom, you can StreamYard, you can
That's
pick up
right.
the phone and do a conference and all of that. So hey, they did a fantastic job. So we want to salute them, and they're helping even their siblings to come up and to be able to serve as well. So that serving is so important. And one of the things that, Rob, I was hoping that we could talk about today, and something that we're going to put in our cap to do, and that is we need to do some features because family reunions have to be, yes, about having fun and a good time and seeing people you haven't seen in a year or so, but it should also be about financial planning.
Yes, that's for
And
sure.
and I don't think we do a great job. So I'm going to bring it up when we have our committee meeting on our final day, which is Sunday morning. I'm going to bring it up that we make family financial planning a part of our family reunion.
And that's an excellent idea, man. Because that is because I mean that's a good time to do it because the family comes together from all parts of the country. Some even come out of the country, and we all unite. And rather than just saying hi and meeting you and being there for 3 or 4 days and going back, if you have an agenda and have a financial plan, because a
Hmm.
lot of times you can do a lot of networking, cousins and cousins, cousins and third and fourth cousins didn't even know the other one existed and definitely don't know what the other one is doing, what type of profession they have. I mean, how you can network within the family.
Oh, Rob, that is huge. As a matter of fact, every year we have people who come for the first time to the
Wow.
family reunion. And on this year, we, because we think that we have like four major networks based on our family reunion. And a third arm came and became a part on this reunion. So we have over 100 some people almost every year that'll come from all over. But it's so important. And one of the things that we can do by having these financial events at the family reunion is we can even get the young, the children, the real young kids into thinking about, okay, if I want to be a millionaire, where do I start? How should I
Yes.
start? Because, when we grew up, our first thing was the only financial planning we were given, get a job. You
Yes.
we thought that was the only way that you could generate revenue was getting a job.
Yeah.
I
That's
often
true.
I often tell the story that um, my grandmother, how she taught me. She said, "I'm going to show you how you never have to beg another man for a job." Now that was a third grade lesson, but she didn't say it that way. She said what was really happening. I'm going to show you how to earn money so you never have to beg a white man for a job. That was what my grandmama Bessie told me as a third grader. And she
Oh
wouldn't
man.
and she wouldn't let me go out and work during the summer like my friends were going. And I wanted to do that because that was a normal thing. All my friends were going to work. She said, "No, no, no, come, I'm going to show you something.
And she showed you how to create, how to.
Right? How to plant, produce, market, and sell."
Oh
Third,
man,
third grader, Rob.
man, what a good family reunion topic.
That wasn't, yeah, Rob, that's how to plant a seed,
Right.
watch it grow and produce. And she said, and when it did, I'm going to put you out by the road so that you will be where people can see you, and you're going to have your product, and this is what you're going to sell it for. And all that you don't sell, you're going to plant again to produce more. Rob,
Wow.
come on,
That,
Rob.
that is the key. That's one of the golden keys. You know, anyone who's just joining us right now, we came on late because we had some technical difficulty. James C with his communication skills said, "Rob,
Stop.
try this, try this, try that," and like,
Stop.
bam, we did it. You know what I mean? But James C is live at his family reunion. It's in Delray.
Delray Beach. Yeah.
Yes, in
we're having-
Delray Beach, Florida.
Right.
And we were talking about, you know, when you have a family reunion, we should definitely add financial planning to the family reunion, to the discussion. We know we want to get together, see each other, you know, party, dance, eat, but you also want to get together because, I mean, who, there's no one better to get together and talk about money and finances than your family reunion, because you want your family to have a legacy, to continue to grow and have that unity, not just with unity with food or party or music, but also in gossip, but unity with economics, because, you know, as a family, we need to understand economics and growth and how to survive. We need each other to survive. I mean, because we've been going through a lot, especially people of color. So in a family reunion, we definitely need to add financial education, financial planning, what it is, and that's what James C is talking about, teaching, giving new thoughts. Because a lot of these kids, man, never even knew or never thought outside of the box. They just think traditionally, you know. But a lot of people don't know. What about me? I mean, what I could do it. You know, if you don't have to. If you want to be an author, write a book. You know, there's somebody in the family who's written a book. There's someone in the family who's a doctor. There's someone who in the family that these different professions that you might not even know that was there. There's a builder. There's someone who in the family reunion that build houses, duplexes, triplexes, an architect, a developer, and you don't even know. So you should have these type of family reunion meetings. Man, that's some good stuff, man. That should be a part of. I mean, it has to be standard in family reunions, especially in the people of color, Black community. You know what I mean?
It would be, Rob, it would really be awesome. And that's why, like I said, when we have our final meeting, because we didn't have it a part of this meeting other than we were going to have my brother-in-law on as a special guest. But he's unable to make it this morning. But we should really, really, really think about it as a plan. And even if you don't have a family reunion, you have a family.
Yes.
Every family, everybody, Rob. I was talking with my brother last night at the event. I said, everyone needs a coach.
Everyone
needs a coach.
That's scripture.
multiple counsel is great.
That is scripture. That's scripture.
You need you know, and we think that, oh well, if God wanted me to do that, He made me figure it out.
No. That's why he got Ronnie and Ricky to figure it out and to tell you.
That's why he got Robert.
That's right. Robert to tell
help you. He gave Robert that gift. You know, he gave you your gift. So hey, just earning money is not the end of financial planning.
Oh no, not at all. That's just the beginning.
Go ahead, Rob.
Because if you got money and you don't have a plan, you will lose money. Money will surely apart from you. You know, I mean, it's just it. You know, there's a simple frame of mind that we all need to have, and it will it would be the answer to all of our needs in terms of it'd be the answer. You know, James, and it's very simple, but most of us never gave it any thought, and no one's brought it to our attention. And you have to be lucky if you just have it, or God given that you just understand it, or someone like your grandmother, James, told you. Most of us don't understand what true planning is. Most of us go through our life and we just want to be happy. We want to have a good job with some benefits, and we want to raise our families, and we want to be left alone, and we want to be happy. And you know, that's with that train of thought. I mean, it's good, but it's not better, and it's certainly not best. See, the people who are living their dreams, those people have something different from people who just want to be left alone and just want to, you know, have a good job and just want to eat and be left, you know, just want to exist, you know, and be happy. It takes more than just that. See, that's why so many people, 95% of people just have a job and they say they got a good job. But there's an ingredient, there's something missing. You know what's missing, James?
What's missing, Mr. Anderson? What's missing?
Having a bona fide plan. Planning. See, having a job, that's not a plan.
Come on now. Come
It's
on.
the, most people just say, man, I got a good job. I'm making them happy. I'm married. Hey, I do this. I go home, I eat, watch TV, go to the ball plant, whatever. And that's it. No, man, you missing something, man. You missing a plan. You got the plan. See, we are most happy at our happiest and our most productive state when we are actually planning and creating. That's the difference now. I want y'all to really think about what I'm saying. There is a difference from having a good job, going home 9 to 5, you know, job pays you well, you're able to eat and take care of your overhead expenses, and you're able, to do what you want to do. You still lacking planning. So, see, you plan for a vacation, you may plan for Christmas, you may plan for a wedding, but when you're doing that, you're engaged and you're working on something. When you're planning on something, you're hitting a goal. See, having a job is not hitting a goal. You've already got that. And now you're just going through everyday cycles. But no, when you're having a plan, like you say, okay, I want a plan, I'm gonna go to Europe. I'm gonna go to do it. That's a plan. You're putting it together, you're doing things. That's really being productive. Having a job and existing and just being okay, that's not a plan. You still lack something. Think about this. People, the average American do not have $50,000 saved. I ain't talking about that 401k stuff. You don't have that. Most people can never have $100,000 saved anywhere. They just don't have it. They just don't, Now think about that. Here you are, you got a job, you make $60,000 a year. You're not married, you have no kids. There's no reason why you shouldn't say, listen, or you can't hit this goal. I want $100,000 in the next 10 years. So all I got to do is put $10,000 away and save 10,000. 10,000 times 10 years, that's 100,000. That's it. Now them 10 years coming by, whether you like it or not, whether you plan or whatever, they're coming by. And they often come by. And you get another 10 years and you get another 10 years and you still don't do it. And you make $60,000, $70,000 a year. If you would have just said, listen, I have a plan. I'm going to save $10,000 a year. And in 5 years, just with no interest, no growth, you've already put in $50,000. That's more money than 95% of people that's in America. Most people don't have $5,000 saved. People have, listen, a lady that came to tune my piano up, she says, listen, Miss Henderson, I see, your house, I see this, your financial advisor, I'm a tuner. And a lady, foreign lady, but she's really good about a piano tuner, and she get all the notes and everything. I said, okay. She said, listen, I have a house downtown Miami, a condo, and I want to pull some equity out because I need some money, right? So I said, okay, let's get together. Called me at the office. She called me. Me and Tavares is working on her. And we said, okay, how much money do you have in the bank? And to her name, this lady is 55 years old. This lady had $320 to her name in her bank. 55 years old, $320. You see, that my point is not to criticize this. My point is the average person, that's what they have in their bank, $500. You know, they don't have a lot of money. And that's because they're not planning. Existing and living and eating, whatever. That's not planning. You got to plan, man. You got to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this, and you got to do it. If people plan, man, your problems will be knocked away. You can shatter them. But you're missing that because you don't understand planning. Let the church say amen.
Amen. Rob, I want to say amen. And really, I want you to pick 3 things, Rob, because I'm going to have to rush out of here. But I want you to pick 3 things that people should do, families should do as they prepare to plan and to get a coach. And leave coach last. What are some of the things that they should personally do? And you may want to put coach first and just not make it one of the 3. But
first of all,
you need a coach.
Oh man, you listen.
You need a coach.
Listen, that's in all the ancient books. That's in all. Even God said He's gonna leave a comforter here in the spirit. You need something, man. You can't do it yourself because you don't have eyes in the back of your head. And 2 heads are always better than one, especially if they're not crackheads. I mean,
stop,
Rob. So first thing you gotta do. Let me tell you something. You cannot accomplish anything without these 2 ingredients. The first one is commitment.
Okay.
You have to be committed. Commitment, and the second one is discipline.
Ooh, look out now.
Just think about that for a second. That's the glue, the cement to hold everything together, whatever you want to do. You got to be strong in that commitment. You say it, do it.
Okay.
What you say, do it.
Well, I said I was going to be there for this family photo. So, Rob, I'm going to leave you and let you, continue. But I'm going to be watching you on my phone.
Okay. All right. You got it, brother.
Hey,
much love.
Much love to everybody. And Rob is going to lead the prayer today.
You got that right. All right, James. Much love. Okay. All right. So you got to have commitment strong. You got to do what you say you're going to do. That's got to be an agreement with yourself. You got to have that, man. That is so important. You know, listen, I remember one time I was on the radio and I was talking to some guy unknown called the radio, and he said, Henderson, that's easy for you to say and do because you probably was born, you know, rich or wealthy. You know, you probably came from 2-family home, your mother and father. And I had to shut him down because he was looking for an excuse. Man, everybody got a story. My father was a drunk. I didn't see my father. When I was 6 years old, my mother left in the middle of the night in Chicago before he was coming home to beat her again. He was a drunk. I remember him. You know, trust me. No, she left and got on the Greyhound bus and got sold the furniture before he came. She said she wasn't taking no more beatings. She had sick and tired of that. You know, when my mother made that move when I was 6 years old, I didn't know, and she didn't know. But that set in my subconscious mind, that move, and she sold all the furniture. And she took us, me and my 2 older sisters, and got enough money for bus fare, and she took a bus to my Aunt Lucille house in Cincinnati, Ohio, where my aunt and my uncle greeted us. And we stayed there for about 3 years. And from there, she left from Cincinnati, Ohio, and she migrated down to South Florida, Miami, where her 6 siblings were, and my grandmother. And my mother never finished high school. She was 11th grade from McRae, Georgia. But see, another thing I learned from her is that she worked 2-3 jobs. So when one employer didn't pay her what she needed to take care of kids, she got a second job. And I remember watching her from afar, being quiet. I was a real shy kid. But I would look with my eyes open and listen, you know, and see who my aunts, my uncles, who was moving, how they moving, you know, just being real quiet. Wasn't talkative at all. Listen, I didn't start talking until after I knew what I was. So yeah, I talk a lot now on the radio or podcast or in financial planning, but naturally I'm shy because I listen a lot, and I don't talk a lot. I don't know what I'm talking about. When I know what I'm talking about, then I can drop the mic. But other than that, you talking about cooking or cutting the yard or doing some house stuff or whatever, I don't I'm gonna be quiet. Right. So, but anyway, but I learned from my mother when she left in the middle of the night. Anytime you're in a situation that's not good for you, you can always move. You don't stay there. You're gonna be okay, but you got to move. It's killing you. You know what I mean? You got to move. You can't just stay. Some people just stay in a situation and they don't change the situation. Nothing changes until you change it. Nothing changes until you change it. That was one lesson I learned. The other one, when I seen her working not one job, I said, "Oh, you allowed to work another job?" She said, "Yeah." And then she would go on the weekends and go on Miami Beach and clean white people's houses and then come home with money. I said, "Well, this lady here." Then after that 3 jobs, she would always say, "Junior, I don't have enough money." I'm like, "Well, you working 3 jobs." So then that right there said, "Oh my God, it's not how hard you work physically, it's mentally how you work." She getting a little bit of money, she working, but oh my God. So I got to figure out when I grow up, I got to do something where you ain't got to do 3 things just to equal $1. So I learned a lot from afar. So my whole point is, I saw my mother being committed and loving her children. She didn't leave us on her doorstep. That had a lot to do with my character today. How I'm committed. When I got married, I was committed. You have to have these 2 things. You gotta have. I'm telling you, man, because the world and stuff will try to pull you away. You got to have a plan. You got to be committed, and you got to have discipline. And people keep talking about it take too long. What do you mean it take too long? You can't stop time. It's going. Listen, I remember when I was in 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, I was studying architecture because I wanted to draw and create. That was I could draw. That was a gift. But I remember when it was time to graduate, some of my kids, you going to my friends, you going to college? No, I ain't going to college, man. I'm sick of school. You go to college? I was sick of school. I didn't want to college, but I knew I had to do something because I didn't want to be poor. But I would hear some kids say they was going to be to law school. I say, law school? How long is it going to take you? She say, maybe 8, 10 years. Whoa! I said, where you going? This other person said, well, they're going to be a doctor. How long is it going to take you? I say, just say, maybe 10, 12 years. Then you got an intern. I said, oh, that's just too long. Later on in life, I figured out, don't ever have a plan or discredit a plan by the time it's going to take in order to accomplish that plan. Let's say that again. This is deep what I'm telling you. And this is what our children at the family reunion we should be talking about. Because wisdom, a lot of things people never heard, never looked at it that way. Because anytime someone says something to me and it's some wisdom, I say, oh my God, that's a game changer in terms of new thought. Think about this. If you decide, if you want something and you base it on how long it's going to take, you already lost. You don't have all the information. There's no wisdom there. Because let me tell you something. Think about this. Time going to come whether you like it or not. When a person said they was going to school to be a surgeon and they said it's going to take 12 years. And when I said it, the young kid, I said, oh, that takes too long. If someone would have said, Robert, what do you mean it takes too long? If he's going to be a surgeon, it's going to take 12 years to hone his craft and be capable of being a surgeon. It's going to take 12 years. And you say, no, you ain't doing that because it takes too long. What are you going to be doing in those 12 years? You got to be doing something. Even if you go fishing, them 12 years coming back. Even if you're going to sit up, drink a beer and sit on a crate and be under the tree with the fellas, 12 years still going by. Whatever you doing, the 12 years going by. You can't stop it, whether you black, white, green, blue. So you got to understand time and planning. So now let's say you ain't do nothing. You was at the beach for 12 years. You look at this guy, 12 years that went by, and he making $gazillion and living the way he wants to be. He making $1 million a year because he's a heart surgeon. And your 12 years, he had 12 years too. But your 12 years, you was at the beach. His 12 years, look what he did with them 12 years. So that is a lesson in terms of time. The problem is most people don't have a plan, and then they back it up or discredit the plan based on time. Come on, let the church say amen. What do you mean time? And let me tell you something. That is a strategy that the rich and wealthy use. They don't want nothing quick. They know it ain't good. Nothing good is quick. Nothing good is quick. let me say it again. Nothing good is quick. It's a whole market of people trying to get your money and fool you with the quickness. Get rich quick. Do this quick. Do that quick. Do that quick. You can't do nothing quick. Tell a woman you want to get in the bed with her quick. Let's do it quick. What a quick? You want a coconut tree. You think you're going to put the seed in there today and it's quick you're going to get coconuts? No. But yet and still, you marvel at the coconut. The man got all them coconuts and it took time to grow them coconuts. You think you just had a baby. You want the baby to go up quick? No, the baby, I just had a baby. Lord, I got another 18 years of baby. I hope them baby just tomorrow be 18. No, it's going to take 18 years. And then that 18, you still ain't rid of the kid. 21, still going to be hanging around at your house. You still going to be, that's a long time. You think about wisdom, wealth, fine wine. It has to marinate. Think about a tree in the scriptures. In the scriptures, they talk about you have to have a tree with deep roots. You know what deep roots mean? Deep roots mean when the wind blow and a hurricane come, the tree just gonna bend, but it ain't gonna be uprooted because it's been there for a long time. The roots so deep, man. Now, a tree you just planted 2 weeks ago and a hurricane wind blow, it's gone. You can't wonder why I just planted that tree a week ago. How did it blow away? It needed time. Time. The biggest problem that 95% of us have is we don't have a goal and a plan. Just because you work, let's say you're making $100,000 a year. You make $100,000 a year, you figure you big time Willie. You got your house, you got the car, you got your girl, and you go to work and you work for the man and you're doing this. That ain't no plan. You already accomplished that. You're doing that. Where is your plan? What else you doing? What is you planning? No, I'm just living. No. You're going to fail because you got a plan. You wait for them people to sell the company or fire you or lay you off because you got to always have a goal and a plan. You don't never stop having a plan. You got to have a plan if you 80 years old. You just sitting there and then you don't want to die. I don't know why you don't want to die. You ain't doing nothing. What, you just sitting here? What are you doing? You got to have a plan. Be doing something. At least be saving it. You're going to give some money to a young child to help him with a business. Do something, but you got to have a plan. If you don't want to be in poverty, you got to have a plan. If you want to live, listen, our goal, all of us, should be to develop. I'm going to say it again. If you don't know why you here, why you was born to develop. Now, let me tell you something. If you was born and you had a crackhead, a drunk daddy, like I had a drunk daddy. Now, he was drunk. I wasn't drunk. You think I'm going to let my drunk daddy influence how I'm going to live? No, I got this. I'm new, man. I was 6 years old. You think my mama, how she lived and what she did, worked 3 jobs, that's going to make me do it? No. That was from my observation. Everybody who was born, whether you was born and you felt you had a bad deck, in other words, you didn't have a good hand, you weren't born into money. There's no excuse for that because you got a mind. You could think, you could grow. If you have commitment, if you have discipline, ain't nothing you can't accomplish. And then you got to understand time. Give it time. A drip. You don't have to fill a bathtub up. You just drip. Just drip. Just don't turn that water off all the way and let it keep dripping and you go off and come back. Your tub gonna be flowed over. With that little drip. Have a little drip and watch that water bill. Just drip. That drip, man, adds up. And a lot of people trying to go to college, go to school, get a PhD, get more degrees. That ain't it. That's not it. That's a job. That's not a plan. Plan is when you are creating. You save some of your money. Each and every one of us. I don't care. You don't have an excuse. You should be saving at least 10% of your money for you, not for distribute it to the world to make the merchants richer. What about you? And you're supposed to be taking that and you're supposed to be investing that money for it to grow. That's what you should be doing. And most people, man, we don't understand that. We feel like, hey, We got a job, we making money. Now we're gonna get a car paying $750 a month for a car to drive. Then you want to get the clothes, when the expensive clothes. You want everybody to see you. That's not a plan. No wonder. No wonder 50% of the 340 million people, half of them don't make $47,000 a year. Half of the country don't earn $50,000 a year. That's over 100 million people. So what do you think they're doing? They're just existing. They're in the way. That's why Congress don't care about you. That's why they just let you fool you, Jedi mind. You put them in office. They get all the benefits. They get all the glory, all the dignitary. They go everywhere free. They get a free retirement plan, medical plan. And they don't care about you. Then they say Medicare, and we ain't giving you this, we ain't giving that. They don't care about you. You wonder why? Why? Because they think you're stupid. Because the money that you have, you misusing it. You're not even planning for yourself. There is absolutely no excuse, especially for the young people. I don't know. You're supposed to be saving and investing your money. If you're afraid about the stock market, that's okay. There's plenty of millionaires, wealthy people that they never bought no stocks. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but that's not an excuse. There's other places you can invest. You can provide housing. You can have a business. You can have insurance. If you want to be conservative, you can have annuities. But you should be putting money and saving money constantly. When you're talking about you retiring, you're saying you're not going to do nothing. You still should be planting your seeds and planting your money and saving and investing. Now, some of y'all say, well, I'm saving and investing. I want to spend some of that's a certain way. You can do it. I spend my money, but I do it a certain way. When you put money, let's say, in a strategy where you can not spend your money, but spend other people's money, but they say, listen, if you got some money, we'll give you some money. That's the strategy that you want. You don't have to spend your money. Time is everything. I was talking to a young man, 25 years old. I put him in the IUL. I said, I want you to save $1,000 a month, $12,000. Now he's been doing it for a year. Now he called me. He said he want to see how much he put it. How much has he put in there? He want to know how much it grown. I said, listen, it's been 1 year. Can you imagine planting an oak tree? In 1 year, you want to know how much it's grown? I said, how long you going to be in the military? He said, you're going to do 20 years. How long you been in there? He said, you've been in there 5 years. I said, you committed to do 20 years in the Air Force? He says, yes. I said, that's a commitment, and you got to have discipline. He said, yes, I do. I said, so after the 20 years, what's going to happen? You going to get out? He said, yes. I said, okay. Will you be 45 years old? He said, yes. I said, so you can make that long commitment? He said, yes. I said, that's how IUL index universal life. That's how you build wealth. So you can't just start at 1 year and want to see how much is in there. And some fool talk you out and say, man, you don't put $12,000 in there, but the cash value is only $8,000. Get out of this. No. Anytime you dealing with all good stuff, even if you starting from the first grade and you're going to graduate to the 12th grade, what good is it for you to start in the first grade and the 10th grade? Don't just drop out of school, which a lot of people do. You got 2 more years, at least get your diploma, and you drop out of the 10th grade. So how you going to start an IUL? Let me tell you something. An index universal life, get this in your head. You got to make a commitment for 10 years. That's it. Don't be looking. It's like planting a seed and then every day dig it up to see how much it's grown. Think about that. No, you got to make a commitment and discipline. This is going to be 10 years. Just like if you're going to be a surgeon, okay, it's going to take 12 years. Don't be crying how long, when we going to get there. We're going to get there when we go get there. Like if you're going to take a trip, you're going to drive from Miami to Orlando. It's going to take you 4 hours. Don't be thinking in 1 hour, are we there yet? That's a kid mind. Are we there? It's 4 hour drive. Just put it in your mind. If you're going to fly from here to New York, they say it's going to be 3 hours. It's 3 hours. Don't keep asking the captain 30 minutes, how long? It's 3 hours. Understand that. When you plan, it's a 5-year plan. That's it. It's a 10-year plan. That's it. There's an annuity that pay you 35% bonus match. So if you roll over 100,000, they're going to match it 35%. So now you got 135,000. And we said it's a 10-year commitment. Oh, that's too long. Where you going to be? I may be dead. Well, why you dead? You really ain't got to worry about no money. You ain't got to worry about traffic. You ain't got to worry about eating. 10 years, too long. What? Too long for what? Do you know you said that last 10 years and 10 years done came by and you still alive? You got that Prime America life insurance that says that you got a term policy because it was cheap. And it's a 20-year term. 20 years done went by. Now you don't have no insurance and you ain't dead. Think about that. People kill me with stuff, but it's taking too long. Too long for what? To grow? To germinate? To expand? To grow? How can something take too long? That's the stuff you want. All the good stuff take long. You cannot cook a good turkey instantly. You can't even cook grits. Good grits. I ain't talking about that instant stuff. Good grits, a pot of grits. White folks, y'all may not know what I'm talking about. But good pot of grits. Old-fashioned goods. Got to simmer. You ain't quick. What is that? It tastes like quick. No. They Jedi minding you and ripping you off. Get rich quick. I never seen a successful get rich scheme. I've never seen it. You go to the lottery, you go in the casino, get rich quick. You may hit bling, 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 bling. I got a winner. And you keep going back. You don't give all that money back. You know you're going to give it all back. You ain't got sense enough to get up from the table. You're going to give it all back. The stock market, the same thing. Go up, go down. Just think about it. Time. You got to have a plan. That's what's missing in your life. A committed plan. I'm not talking about a job. A job is not a plan. You already got that. You got to have plans going on. You got to constantly have plans. When you hit that goal and you finish that plan, guess what? You got to get another plan. You planned to go to Africa. You already did that. No more plans? No. Okay. That was last year. Now you want to plan again. You plan a wedding. Some people so get love with planning weddings. They just a wedding planner, but they get married and 5 years later get divorced, and they have nerve want to have another big wedding. They get in love with some people in love with having babies because they're planning that. But you gotta plan prosperity, and you gotta know that it's gonna take time. 10 years. Let me tell you something. I just told a man about that yesterday. I said, man, you put $100,000 into this annuity that's sitting in the bank, they're gonna match it 35%. So now you got $135,000. And then in the next 18 months, any money you put in, $1,000, they're gonna give $350 match. That's new money. That's some good planning. And let me tell you something, the way time go by so quick, man, before you know it, it's gonna be Monday. It's Saturday now. Before you know it, it's gonna be Monday. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's going by fast. So time is on your side when you're doing the right thing. Now, if you're in prison, you may not see it this way. Minutes seem like hours. But if you're doing the right thing, woo, yeah, Joseph Caravel, that's right. Henderson, I ain't playing today. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I need to help you people. Listen, and it's not theory what I'm talking about. I didn't have nothing. I used to get my clothes. Listen, my mother used to have us getting our clothes off the dump. We used to go around, that dump day whenever listen, we used to, what do they call it? What's that? Bulk day. Oh man. Me and my sisters and cousins, my mother's sisters, we was bulk day queens and kings. Oh man, we know where to go, where to get the bulk. When they put what did people put that bulk stuff out of dresser or whatever, a dresser or a table, leg missing. That's oh man, we can put some nails in that. We was bulk queens and queens. We was where we went and called, gave all into the nice neighborhood. And soon as they put that bulk stuff, all that good stuff, we call good on the outside the house, we would drive by, and we didn't have a truck. We used to have put stuff all on top of it. I remember those days. So when y'all think that I'm just sitting out here just talking theories, some textbook, I lived this stuff. I didn't have two nickels to call it down. But listen, let me tell you something. I had commitment and I had discipline. I had commitment, I had discipline. And I never used the word broke. Let me tell you something. I never said I was broke. I've never said it broke because deep down, I know I was never broke. It was out there. I just didn't know how to get it, but I was going to figure it out. Yeah. When I was young, I went through trying to get the quick money. I figured if I could just study the dog track, the horse track, and study the dog track, I did all that. Yeah. I never forget, man. One Christmas, I had $20. I need to get some Christmas money to for presents. And I wasn't young enough to go to the dog track. And a friend, I got in. He got in somehow. I got in, and I was playing them dogs. And I thought I was gonna play it safe. And them $20, I wasn't going for the long shot. I was going to the favorites where you make a little bit of money, not the long shots. So I was going for not the risky stuff, the real conservative stuff. Oh yeah, that dog gonna win because he won every time he run out of the one spot, and he run out of the one spot now. Oh, he in one lane, he gonna win. Oh, I studied that stuff, man. And then all of a sudden, we off and we running. And I put my money down. Man, that dog, that dog came in last. How could this be? Who did this? The documents that I read, whatever. It ain't just what you read. That was a sucker. They sucked you. They fooled you. Henderson. I said, oh, Lord. I tried it 2-3 times. I said, oh, this ain't it. This ain't it. I figured it out a long time ago. This ain't it. There's no way. And if you 40, 50, 60, 70, and you still trying to get something quick, you ain't learned yet. You got to plant the seed and give it time. Now, if you say, man, I got to hurry up. Listen, you got a little job. You got a job where you can take care of yourself, but, and feed yourself. Make sure you got some gas money. Pay your light bill. But that shouldn't be it. That you got to be hustling and get a plan and get a goal. You got to be learning something that you want to learn about. When I was working at CBS Channel 4, 9 to 5, people said that was a career job. Not to me, because I ain't seen nobody around there rich and wealthy. And I wanted to go to Paris. I wanted to go to Italy. I wanted to go to the Bahamas. I wanted to travel. I wanted to drive a Porsche. I wanted all that. And I ain't seen nobody doing that. And they had been there 10 and 15 years before me. How I was going to jump over them. How I was going to make more money. So I said, okay. My mother was a janitor, and she had 2 and 3 different jobs. So I said, I got this job. It's 9 to 5. What about the other 16 hours? So I figured out, okay, let me go learn real estate. And I did that. In 1979, I got a real estate license. And I did that. So I said, okay, where did I get that from? Because if you doing something that's not enough, you got to make a change. You can't just sit there. It's your life. You can't live off circumstances. The man only paying me $20 an hour, but I really need 30. I guess nobody ain't going to give me 30. So I guess I just stay here and get $20 an hour, but I really need $30 an hour. If the man paying you $20 an hour and you need $30 an hour, keep the $20, but you got to go somewhere and get another $10. After that, or the weekend or something, you got to think. You got to do something. 95% of Americans, black, white, all, don't have a plan. If, like I just said, if you say, listen, I need $100,000 within 5 years because I want to do something. I want to do this. I want to do that. But I need 100,000. So that's 20,000 a year. So that's $1,670 a month. That's my goal. I got to do that. No, I can't buy them red bottom shoes. No, I can't go out and buy a new car because I need. No, I can't do this. I can't take that vacation because I need to save $1,600 a month in order to have $20,000 a year. And I can do that. I'm going to do that in overtime. I'm going to do that. That's a plan. That's a plan. That's a goal. And then you know what you can do and what you can't do. You know you can't spend money on that. You know you can't have no 3 girlfriends paying for them because you need $1,600 a month in order to get $20,000 extra a year because you're going to do that for 5 years. And 5 years go by, you know you done saved $100,000. That's it. That's it. But no. The commercial come on and then the new Toyota. The commercial come on and the new Lexus or you see somebody, your friends say they got the new Range Rover and you want that. That ain't no plan. You're going to take what you have to go and spend it on other stuff to make other merchants rich. What about you? No, I'm telling y'all the truth. The day I woke up and I said, today is truth day. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You cannot accomplish nothing without commitment and discipline. Everybody who's really, really, really good at what they do, they all possess those 2 components. They discipline and they commitment. I've been doing, people say that, Mr. Henderson, I want to do what you want to do. No, you don't. I've been doing this for, you know, 30. You tell somebody to get as good as I am right now, it took me 37 years. 7 years ago, I wasn't this good. Remember, 30 years ago, every year I get better. That's cause commitment. That's cause discipline. I just learned something in the last year that we institute called the GPS. The GPS, you know, you have a GPS on your phone, you want to get somewhere. It's a financial planning GPS. You tell me a plan, what you want. You got to have discipline. You got to have commitment. I'm going to tell you the roadmap, the GPS, do this, do that, do that. At this time, this how much interest rate we need to get. This how much we need to save. And this is going to be the goal. Bam. It doesn't fail. I just learned that strategy from some advanced wealthy people. And I'm constantly sharpening my knife. You know why? Because in the third grade, I had to get up in front of the cafeteria, my third grade classroom, and I was in the cafeteria, and we had an assembly, and they said, Henderson, you got to get up on stage, and you got to recite. You have to say, good, better, best. Never let them rest until your good become your better, and your better become your best. That was third grade. I ain't never forgot that. Good. Some of y'all need to write this down. Some of y'all need to write this down and cement in your brain, in your subconscious mind. That's why you always trying to sharpen your knife and getting better. Because wherever you are, I'm telling you, there's more. There's more to learn. Whatever you know, I know it's like a little pepper on the beach. You got to know that there's more. There is more because we have been created by a creator that is infinite. There's more. At one time we thought Christopher Columbus discovered America. That was a lie. It was more. You know, listen, I was watching CBS. The only real TV that I watch is like 60 Minutes, 2020. But I always watch on Sunday mornings, CBS, for the last 30 years. It's called CBS Sunday Morning. It's a happy face, make you feel good. Just a happy face segment, hour and a half, 9 to 10:30. And I learned so much from that. I actually learned from watching that show on Sunday mornings. I just found out it's a brother. I've been to Hollywood, California so many times, and I passed by the Hollywood Hotel. Beverly Hills Hotel. The Beverly Hills Hotel in California. I done passed that. I did not know that was a black man who was an architect, designed all that. I know a black man designed Frank Sinatra house. I didn't know a black man designed so many beautiful houses and buildings around the country. And he couldn't even go in the house. He couldn't even sit side by side the people who he was designing their house for. I learned that on CBS 60 Minutes. It's so educational. It's real stuff. It's good stuff to talk about black people. And they always talk about a heartfelt segment. How this white man help a black man. This black man help the white man. A lot of good stuff that make you feel good. That's the kind of stuff. So my whole point of saying this is whatever you think you know, wisdom comes in when you know whatever you know, there's more. That's the sign of wisdom. So that's why I continue to grow and learn new strategy. Listen, we got a strategy, man. We got a strategy that, oh man, we got a lot of strategy. We have a lot of strategy. But there's a strategy. Most people know what a HELOC is, home equity loan. So let's say you got a first mortgage, right? And you say, listen, man, I got a lot of, okay, let me paint a picture. I like to paint pictures, so I like to see what I'm saying. And I want you to see what I'm saying because I'm a visual learner and teacher. Okay, so say you got a house and your home is worth $500,000, but you owe $200,000 on your mortgage. And your monthly payment is $2,000. So that means you got $300,000 equity. That's your money. Because the bank, you only owe them $200,000, right? But the house appraised at $500,000. So if you only owe the bank $200,000 and the house appraised at $500,000, that in between $300,000, that's considered your equity. That's yours. But how do you get to it? So a lot of people will go get a home equity line of credit. A home equity line of credit is like having, you can have access to that money, and you can use it for whatever you want to use it, but it's a second payment because any money you take out, remember you had the $2,000 a month payment for the original $200, well for the $200 loan. Okay, so you're paying $2,000 a month. So now you need some repairs, and you want to take some of the equity out. Yeah, you got to qualify, and you got to have good credit and all that, and beg the banks to give you some of your equity out. So now you got two mortgages basically, because you got to pay the first one, you got to pay the second one. Okay, well, there's only one company in the country that will say no. Instead of having two payments, we're gonna give you a home equity loan, and we're gonna pay off that first one. You're gonna have one payment, and we're gonna give you a check book. So any equity that you need, that 300,000, you just write a check. You ain't got to go refinance. You ain't got to do all that. It's almost like a credit card on your home. You can pay, and guess what? This kind of loan, traditionally, when you buy a house, the first 10 years you don't lock. That's why I say, man, people doing it, but they don't understand. The first 10 years when you buy a house, you don't knock off none of the principal. You paying $2,000 a month on a house. You figure you done paid $24,000. The payments, $24,000 in payments. You feel that now you owe $24,000 less. No, you only saved off $3,000. So what happened to the other $2,100? That was interest. What? Yes. That's why if you buy a house for $400,000 in 30 years, you wind up paying 3 times what you paid for. So now it's you done paid $101.2 million for the house. Yeah, it's about 3 times. You look at that truth in lending. It shows you by the time you finish paying for this house in 30 years, you done pay triple what it really cost you originally. But this mortgage that we found out about that y'all don't know about because they don't advertise it, and the banks definitely don't do it. There's one company. You pay $2,000 a month, for example. $1,500 of it is going toward the principal. Maybe $1,700 is going toward the principal. So you pay the house off instead of 30 years, you may be paying the house off in 9 years. This is a different type of mortgage, but there's a prerequisite. Only the good, the smart, the wise, the disciplined, the committed people can get it. Now, first of all, you have to qualify. You got to have at least 700 score. Your credit score got to be at least 700. Okay, that's how you get to the table. Then you got to have some sort of savings. They got to see that you committed savings. You ain't just spending all your money on jack and this and that and shiny objects and just plum. They know you're a fool and you into the system. You got to be a good saver. They got to look at that and say, okay, but that house, that same new mortgage, you paid off in 9 years. That's incredible. That is incredible. And then once you pay it off, you still got a checkbook. Anytime you need money, take the money out the walls. You ain't got to go refinance. You ain't got to go to no bank. You ain't got to qualify. You just write a check. And that is incredible. A lot of wealthy people do that. You ain't even know anything about that. We do that now at the Henderson Financial Group. It's so much to learn. I ain't know about this a year ago. That's because I go constantly find out what they doing over there. I know they doing something. I got to find out. I got to go to these conferences. That's what I would do a lot of because I know there's more. Remember, good, better, best. Never let them rest until your good become your better and your better become your best. Let me tell you something. There's always more and it's always better. You have to have a plan. That's what's missing in most people's lives. They think because they have a job, they got money, their husband got a job, be okay. That's not a plan. You got to have a goal. You got to be setting money, economic goals all the time. That's how the wealthy do. Never. Listen, me, if all of a sudden this week, if I got 100,000, yeah, I'm just going to say I have 100,000. I'm going to say I got an extra 100,000. I got to put it somewhere where I'm going to use it to make more money. That's the way. That's the principle of how money works. What are you doing with your money? I don't need no more shirts and no more shoes. What I need that for? I don't need no more watches. What I need that for? I don't need y'all to look at me and say, oh, look at him with all the gold chain. I don't want nobody hitting me on my head, robbing me. You know, it's getting worse out here. It's the rich and the poor. It's going to get up. The poor get poor, the rich are getting richer. They're going to start coming over the walls. You think I want them to look at me and say, oh, look at him. I want to be able to walk in Walmart and Target. They don't know who I am. That's that. Now that it's like the wealthy man. Them billionaires. Y'all don't even know how a billionaire look. The billionaire walk right past y'all. You don't even know because he ain't got on the Gucci, Prada, and all that kind of Louis Vuitton. What is that? I'm advertising for somebody else who's super rich. I'm gonna put a Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and all that. That don't make sense. That's a lower state of consciousness, man. You don't understand how money works. You need to get your own Louis Vuitton. I remember RH, but that don't make a lot of sense if you really think about it. Who you trying to impress? You ain't 16 no more. I can see if you 16 years, but when you get to a certain age, you have to know how this stuff works. People don't care about you. They'll let you die if you don't have insurance. They'll send you home. You got to have something. You spending all that. You spending all what you getting to look a certain way that people don't even care about you or know about you? No. Man. Okay. I hope you guys learned something. I know I talk about a whole lot. I talk about the annuity. I talk about IUL. I talk about time. Y'all got to get a hold of this time, man. Because let me tell you something, man. A lot of people come to me and say, Henderson, I heard you 10 years ago. I should have came. You don't miss 10 years, man. But it's still time. You got to do it. You got to make that commitment. You got to do it. You got to train yourself. You got to be the master of yourself. Your feelings ain't you. You more than your feelings. I don't feel like what feeling got to do with it. I remember I was training to run a half a marathon. I hate running. I don't even like going to exercise. People might love the gym. I never like to go to the gym. I have to run and get on my bike so I won't be a fat man. So what I mean by that, because the more weight you put in, then your body start tearing down, the arteries, high blood pressure, and all that. It's all you start tearing down. You do it yourself. So I'm not doing it myself. So I have to do stuff that I don't feel like doing it. I have to do something and be committed because I have a goal and I have to do something when I don't feel like doing it. So stop doing things because you don't feel like doing it or you feel like it. What I got to do with it? You're stronger and you much more than your senses. Those 5 senses will get you in poverty and get you messed up. You saw it. What you seen will mess you up. If you ain't see it, you wouldn't have wanted it. So seeing is something. You already know you don't really need them in order to survive. Look at Stevie Wonder. He can't see. He play the piano. Ray Charles. You seeing can really, them senses. Think about what I'm saying. Those 5 senses have really messed you up. You taste it. You ain't tasted one time. You kept on tasting it. You smell it. And that got you in trouble. You shouldn't have smelled that Italian food. You didn't even want no Italian food until you passed the Italian food restaurant. Now you want it. You got to have Italian food. You know what I mean? You touched it. Oh, man, you touched it. Oh, it feels so good. You want to touch it again. You got to be strong and master yourself and say, listen, I am stronger than my feelings. Because most of us have become slaves to our senses. You are stronger. You are the boss. You have dominion over everything, not just the animals and the plants, but yourself. You're in there. All right, listen. I hope you guys learned something. They let me run solo, so I was all over the place, but I hope I gave you some little nuggets of wisdom. Like Corvell said, I ain't playing today. No, I'm not playing today. All right, and the church say amen, Parnell. Say amen. Jermaine. You're right. Winners never quit, and quitters never win. You got that right. Mr. Bryant, love you, brother. Got your stuff ready for you. We got some good stuff going on. DeLawrence, good morning. Good morning, P. Good morning, Miss Liberty Mae Vickers. Curtis K. Curtis, I'm so proud of you, man. You just constantly be reinventing yourself. You go from this to that to that. You like, man, you living your life, man. Whatever you thinking, what you want to do, you doing it, brother. You is an example, Curtis Keckler, of commitment and discipline. That's some good stuff. Miss Anna Dupree, I love what y'all doing. I love you. I love Mr. Those that love what y'all doing. My daughter, Antonio, they love that class, man. Miss Dupree, them got a class with urban craft. Man, I think everybody should be in that classroom. They're teaching you how to build, teaching you about structure. They got all kind of going. That is one organization that, man, we all need to know how. So that's creativity. Miss Redhead, Mr. Redhead, happy Saturday. Carrie, good morning. Good morning. Okay. All right. Hey, I love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Be safe. Peace. Love. 305 825 1444. 305 825 1444. You getting ready to retire or you need some investment strategy? Definitely, if you need some planning, because you got to have a goal, man. You can do it. Call the office, make an appointment. We do Zooms, conference calls, person visits also. But give us a call, 305 825 1444. I promise I'll be gentle with you. And everything we talk about is confidentially ours, me and you. All right, brother? Peace, sister. Love y'all. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.